What's up, guys? Okay, so I'm just gonna do an update video quickly on the E28 M5, the red M5 that we got down to metal. I'm just gonna explain one or two processes. So we're gonna do an update quickly on the E28 M5 on the white shadow line that we just stripped down now last week or the week before, and we're gonna run an update quickly on the Calypso Evo 2 HP2 car. That's a car that was in full fabrication. It took us a long while to get it, and we actually down to body. So let us start now quickly with this M5. Okay, so E28 M5, the Henna red car. The car, look, it was sprayed before. So people who know me for a while know that I actually had this car sprayed before by somebody else, but the color was not henna as such, or not as close to henna as we'd like it to be. But I also found some imperfections on the paint, and I said, you know what, let's just rather go down, back down to metal, start again. You know the story, I always like taking the long road out. So back down to metal. It hasn't been sandblasted before, so I can't afford to sandblast the car now. And let's get the color correct and let's get it painted properly so it'll go up on the. I'm not going to put this car onto the rotisserie, right? Because the M5s have actually got an issue on the chassis legs. So it's going to go onto its dolly. And we're going to get the car painted inside, outside, undercarriage, and so on like that. And we're getting the jig ready for that, of which I'll do a video shortly on. So what we chose to do is, right, we're choosing a different method of going down to metal, which takes a bit longer, but I find it a little bit better. Well, we're finding it a little bit better now, right? Instead of sandblasting the whole car, we take the major panels down to metal manually, right? And as you can see here, we left with your corners as such, we left with your crevices, we left with your beading areas. That's how hard to get areas. So what we'll do is, okay, these areas here, I'll still come and pull these down to metal manually, but I'm leaving these areas here for blasting because it takes ages to get into them and get them down to metal, especially your interior. We'll blast those areas there, and we know that they can't really get compromised. So we've taken this down to metal. We've started pinning and filing already. The bonnet we got fairly straight. Just excuse the car is full of dust because we've been busy paint stripping this car out here. But we got the fenders spun and filed nicely. We got them panel beaten nicely. So we got 90% or 99% of the body filler out. I see there's a slight dent in here. We'll work on this here, but it's on the corner, on the seam. So we're battling a little bit with that. Doors, I stopped on the doors because I just worked out the time frame as to getting these doors sorted out or getting new doors in. And from a time point, it's easier for me just, not new doors, just to get another set of doors that don't require as much work and get that in. It's actually more, just a bit more cost effective as to sitting and pin and filing all these guys down here. So the metal is already thin on here, number one, and then there's certain areas, especially onto the sides here, we're unable to get into that. So we're not even going to bother with this doors here. However, the back fender, we got no choice on that. So you can see here, there was a whole lot of body filler in these areas here. We're going to have to cut open on the arch so we can get to panel beating in this area because we cannot get to it from the boot area or from the interior area. So we're going to have to create an insertion there, not an insertion, a cut there, so we can get the dolly in, run the hammer, run the plenisher as well, pull that through, get these dents sorted out here. We got the fender looking good, the back fender looking good. So this is now just basically prepped and ready for sealer. But before sealer, obviously we're going to go through with a sandblast, and then we'll start prepping up now for primer. So again, those doors are all 4 doors we're actually replacing out here, so we can save some time on that. So this car will also be, we'll have it on show. Okay, sorry about that. So this car will be, we're actually taking it for display to Concours d'Elegance this year, and we're going to take that with a jig. So if you guys remembered last year, we've taken through the 333 jig and the 333 shell. So this year we're taking through the E28 M5. You guys will be able to see the paintwork over there, see how the shell looks, and you'll be able to see how the jig looks as well. Now, if we move over the line, so this is a white shadow line that I've done the video on, we've done the strip down on, and we're going through the same process as that there. So the only reason why I stopped here on the bonnet is because this bonnet is actually bonnet is shitty. The bonnet is bad. So I'm not even going to repair this bonnet. I'm gonna rather go and hunt down a second one, a second-hand bonnet, and redo that bonnet there. Same thing with this fender. The fender, I think we can repair. I'll work this out and see which is a better option further. But this guy's not really not too bad. Right, we've got some filler at the bottom there. The rear fenders look good. So we haven't even started working on it. We've just basically taken it down to metal. Right, and I found some rust on the engine, on the inside here. Not the engine bay, the interior. So there's a rust spot over here, and there's a rust spot over there. So it's actually really not too bad from what we normally see. So I'm actually eager to start working on this guy as well and getting this here out, because we can push this into production quite soon. But the fenders, it's had fender benders, literally fender benders, and it's stupid repairs on them. So I think both the fenders, I'm gonna just look for two decent fenders and just get them slapped onto here quickly. This door looks good. The fenders look good. So there's not really much of an update I can give you on here now, because we still need to start punning and filing, start working on the car, and so on like that. The car that I can give you an update on is the Calypso car. I can actually give you a very decent update. So that car, you guys know we've been through the mull with that vehicle there, right? So the Calypso, yes, this is the HP2 car that we started a while back, and we ran full fabrication on it, right? And I showed you guys how the metalwork looks and so on like that. So after the metalwork process was done, and we were ready basically to put this guy into the panel shop. That's not bad. It's actually a good car. But we found 11 layers of paint on the car. We thought at one stage it was body filler. No, it was 11 layers of paint. So, made a decision there, you know what, let us just go back to ground zero. We're not sandblasting the whole car, but we are going to paint strip the rest of the vehicle, right? And car is fairly decent. It's actually good. So, we've got us into that we've pun and fell quite a bit over. I've just got to come and do some more work on this area here, right? And I don't know how I'm going to get this into, but I've just got to get some more work done here. But besides for that, we've actually got a good body to work with. There's a big dent over there, so I know that we can get to it from the inside here, right? And we're just going to play with the dent out a bit more. So roof down to metal, all the corners down. We spent over basically 2 weeks trying to get this corner out, because we're not sandblasting this car, so it takes very long to just try and get out bulk of the paint on the car. So floorboards, if you guys can remember quickly, this is the floorboards done on the vehicle. So this is all ready for primer now. The chassis legs were all done. I've done a video for you guys on this here. You can see we've actually put the cross member on. Now we got it on wheels, but that's that done, and we got this side here ready to go. So fenders are not on tight, they're still loose, but we put it on basically. They were lined up, but they must come off now before paint. So we're first gonna get she can't be so smooth like this here before she gets the sealer, but we first gotta sort out that dent. So we got this baby almost ready, and then we've got this is one of the white 333s that we're getting ready now, and she's got her coat of primer on it. We've been doing checks on lighting, off lighting, on lighting. So the place is Diyarbakir, but there's a whole lot of stuff happening in the shop here, as you guys can see in the background. So panels look good. This is on primer still, so she's been checked and checked. She's got to get touch-ups here and there, touch-up primers here and there, like on these areas here. before she can go in. Then we can be flattened down again. Right. So she's gonna go in for paint, and then we've got the E28 that is done. So on the E28s, we've taken out the old 525 motor and the auto box. So we want to strip down as much as possible. You'll see we've taken out quite a bit already, but I want to take out as much as possible because remember, this is getting a color change now. So this is the area that I showed you guys before on the car. Get this here repaired. It's got to look very similar to that. So just to go back to it and show you guys how it is looking now. Must have been a fender bender or something there. Get that sorted out. From there, one thing I do love about the E28 is that the radiator sit all the way into this cradle here. Sorry, for some reason it cut off there. The radiator sit all the way into this cradle bay here, right? Or as far close as possible. So we've actually got a lot of gap here in the front to play around with. And I'd like to get the aircon radiator back in there and get this car working on aircon. But first prize is, I've asked the guys not to strip the bearings off. I would like to come and do it myself and see. Obviously we're going to strip off, but this year we're going to do the shuttle line effect. I want to see what bearings I can get, what we can salvage. This is a very intricate bearing because it's so soft and it's got a curve to it. So I just want to play around properly with that, get the door rubbers out, get the windscreen rubbers out, get the bearings off properly, get the car down to metal, start again, and we're going to do the undercarriage of this vehicle as well because we need to inspect rust on this car. So guys, that is it now for just a few of the projects that we're busy with. I just wanted to do a quick update with you guys. There's another IS here. Sorry, before I even finish it up, there's another IS here. It's an Evo 2 car. This is the Evo 2 APV car that came in, and we're busy taking down to metal on this car. So it's not a full restoration car. This is a repaint car, so we're going back to white. But we're busy. This is basically going down to metal. So I will do a proper video of this car and the 325 iX very soon. Let me see if this guy's cleaned up quickly. There's some dust layers on it. I just want to show you this one here. Now there's dust on it. There's dust on it. Okay, so the painted cars, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get those cars cleaned up for you. Get them cleaned up for you. Get them painted. Sorry, not painted. Get them cleaned up for you. I'll do a painted video on it and show you guys how the paint came out of there. We have experienced a couple of issues in the spray booth. Remember, we've got a new painter on board, so we're trying a lot of different tricks to the trade. We're playing around with it quite a bit. It's actually very good. We're not just going by the book, what we've been taught and so on, like what I've learned. So again, you guys do what you gotta do. I hope you enjoy the content. I am gonna do a couple of videos before the reveal of the white IS. So I think a lot of people are waiting for the car to come out. Stay tuned, guys. It'll be out soon. Okay, let me love you and leave you. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, do what you do, drop a comment, and I shall keep you updated. Cheers, guys.